So this time around I'm actually going to be doing a voiceover. The last episode's audio was just way too bad, as well as video issues, so I just decided not to do a voiceover for that one. But I think from here on out I will be doing voiceovers. To an extent. Sometimes there won't be much going on. Plus I don't want to edit a whole lot, so these are mostly going to be unedited videos. Also, I think the beginning of this repeats from the last episode.
That's close enough. Who are you, and what do you want? Sorry about the gun. You just caught me off guard, that's all. We got off to a bad start. Let's say we start over with a friendly game of Caravan. You know how to play? It's a two-player game, and the winner takes the whole pie. You build a caravan using the cards in your deck. The goal is to create caravan bids that beat your opponent's bids. It's why you won't see Caravan in any casino. Too slow-paced. And more importantly, no house edge. Here, take this holotape. It goes into more specifics about the rules. So. Alright. Thanks, I guess. Cobb wasn't the problem, though. Cobb's friends are the bigger problem. I'm gonna lay low for... We'd just end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. I was thinking of myself, actually. Who's gonna watch my back while... Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here.
So yeah, you'll actually get to see me looting in real time instead of me flash forwarding ahead. Oh, and I do skip through dialogue that's vanilla for the most part, because we've already heard it a bunch. I'm guessing that if you're watching this modded playthrough, you've played vanilla. But I try to keep some of the vanilla talk in, or at the very least you can pause it and see what they're saying. But I've played this so many times that I just don't have the time for it anymore. Stealing from the people I'm helping. I tried going for a bit of roleplay in that I'm a paladin, but not like a Brotherhood of Steel paladin. I'm a Oath of Agents from D&D paladin. So I'm to spread the light. However, I do commit a lot of crime early on. I plan on doing less. You know what? No, I'm still going to commit crimes. I'm probably going to pay them back, though. Probably. At the very least, I'm going to take out as much evil as I can. One of my friends actually just asked if I was going to be doing a female Legion playthrough, since I'm playing a female character, and no. I've actually tried doing a Legion playthrough, but it's just so... Getting into the mindset of, okay, why would this character be working with the Legion was, like, so hard for me that I had to make a character that was basically just dying. Kind of like Breaking Bad, where it's like, oh, he's got cancer and he knows he's gonna die. And, that's something I was doing on the Xbox One for funsies. And like usual, I looted too much, and I have to pick and choose what I'm kicking out. So I think I've passed by Bad Motherfucker a few times already. I might use him to get past the Cazadors up north to go up to Lollipops with a Z. But I'm not quite sure. I kind of want to actually do it legit. But at the same time, I want to make sure I have the lollipop stuff going so I can get the pictures and all that. Also, there's an issue with the weapon wheel, in that it defaults to the right stick if you're using an Xbox controller. Probably less of a problem if you're just using keyboard and mouse. I have problems with my joints and all that, so I can't really use keyboard and mouse too effectively. So I showed how to fix that. I'm gonna try to fix that off screen from now on, but you might see that every time I record. And yes, every time you stop the game and get back in, it resets.
What size do you want to be?
Oh man, I want to be so big. Plus, with recording stuff after the fact, there's less stress on me to be like on as I'm playing. Yeah, I've never done a melee build in New Vegas. I'm actually fairly excited, though at the same time, I've got like 70 gun mods in the game, and I really want to show off some of these guns. So later on, I might point this out too, I got rid of a couple of traits using the console commands because it wouldn't let me get rid of them during the redo of your character once you leave Good Springs. I also cheated in a perk that the game wouldn't let me take, despite the fact that I meet the requirements, I'm pretty sure. It's from a mod. It helps with melee builds. It's a melee-centric mod called the Way of the Wasteland Warrior or something like that. Overall, it's looking pretty dope from what I've looked at the perks, though, like I said, the specific perk the perk tree I wanted to go down wasn't activating, though there is another perk tree I plan on looking into that's focused on the two-handers, and I like the idea of a big motherfucker with a two-handed hammer. Unfortunately, there's no one-handed hammer, like a... oh shit, what do you call them? Claw hammer. Like, there's no those as a melee weapon.
Hey-ya!
JT always fucking gets me. I believe I'm checking those because I know that I'm going to be redoing the character in about 10 or so minutes. I've got a build in mind, but I know that there's going to be ways to get my special up. Plus, I got a cyborg mod that lets you add augments to your body, and that's pretty cool. Kind of like the implants, but more in depth.
I don't think Joe Cobb knew what hit him. Say no more. Even though Joe Cobb's dead, his friends will. However, between. Not in.
So you're planning on taking on Joe Cobb's gang. It's a big risk. I was planning on sitting this one out. Let me...
I love the light effects through the windows. I don't know if that's vanilla or not, but it's really cool. Unfortunately, I don't remember what mod it is, but it makes the nights darker, and while I do like that personally, for the purposes of YouTube, it's kind of shitty. It's like, oh, you guys will see even worse than I do, and I see pretty freaking bad. Though I do have mods for night vision and all that, so hopefully I can use some of that shit.
You must be the one Doc Mitchell was... I've got Now just hold on. You made your point. Take it easy.
Though, if I remember right, the mods that I have in mind for the night vision and all that, they do require toggles, and I can't really use the keyboard for that, I don't think. Though some mods do let you use some keyboard keys on top of the button presses. The one mod, I believe it's Weapon Mods Expanded, because I know that when you...
Welcome back. Seems like... I ain't got much, but it'll do you more. You take care now.
When you wanna take off mods that you've already put on, you can press that. Or I believe you enter the mod-specific menu for the extra weapon mods by pressing X on the keyboard. And that's one of the few times I believe that you can actually override the controller with the keyboard, is for stuff like that.
What size do you want to be?
Still want to be large. I'm half tempted to record it as I play, like my voice. Unfortunately, with my last series, I cut it because like I just could not fucking fix it. This does not like it when I record my voice and the game at the same time. Now, I don't know what causes it. It could just be the two softwares not working together. I was having her freak out because of the coming down from the beer. But yeah, it just wasn't working right. Also, if you notice, I have a sex change mod. That way, I can get gender-specific...
Even the finest day can be improved with chemicals.
Gender-specific dialogue. So it's going to be kind of like being a changeling. I can just change as I see fit. I believe before on the other series, I tried testing out playing as a guy and then changing to a girl, but it gave me girl beard, and I was like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. So I don't think I was going to utilize the sex change option in that. But in this one, playing as girl, go to guy, I think you just end up with a girly looking guy, and like that's fine. I just don't want beardy girl. It just isn't my aesthetic. I'm just seeing all these fucking guns and I want to use them.
What's up? I think I have just what you need.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, the hand-rolled cigarettes are night vision weed. That's why I like bartering with them, because I want that night vision weed.
Enjoy. See ya.
I like the necklace. Pretty sure that's added by another mod that because I got body mods, so some mods required the body mods, most of the clothing ones, like the higher definition clothing and all that. So the bodies aren't matching the heads. So there's a neck seam. I believe there's also a neck seam already in the game, just because of the way the bodies work. And so the mod adds necklaces. Pretty sure Joe Cobb had a golden chain. I believe it's randomized for each NPC. It might, I don't know, actually. Sunny Smiles had... I don't actually know what she had. I know there's one with, like, a bottle cap, and it's really neat.
What's up? I think I have just...
His necklace might actually just be part of his model. I can't remember. I've been playing with that mod for so long. My favorite playthrough I've done of this is over 200 hours. And I've added more mods since then. Like, more story ones. Sequels to the ones I've played before. Probably about 3 more sequels.
Enjoy. Happy trip.
So if I can keep up the energy to keep making these, that's a lot of episodes I can put out. I wanted for, my New Year's resolution was to put out an episode every single week, and hopefully through just the fact that I'm just not editing these very much, most of the editing is just cutting off the beginning and then the ends of the videos because of sometimes it shows like the other screens and stuff, so I cut that out. I'm not going to be cutting out the times that I save and the loading screens though in this, just because the process cuts up the video, and I want to keep it as one solid thing so that I can go to it once I add this audio track, and then I can make it so that we're equal in volume, because otherwise it's just a fucking mess. My old method was basically just recording as I go, and then put the fucking me voice onto it, and then try to edit the shit at the same time. And that was it was doable, but this is probably gonna be easier, because with this I just gotta talk over the footage, and also throwing weapons. They're neat, but kind of hard to get the shit going. It's also, here you can see my character's face without a helmet on. You might see it again in the future, probably see it again in the future, but yeah. Also, she's got a body type from from Coito Ergo Sum mod. That is the jacked as shit one. So she's got abs for days. Her arms are kind of weird. That might be a model issue from the mod, or it might be some other mods conflicting. I don't know, but her arm's a little bit weird. Also, her bikini underwear situation is kind of clipping, but it's not a huge issue. I actually had to, the first episode, it was all kinds of fucked up. One of the reasons was that I started it and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll try a different body type. I tried it, and while I did get the non-nude version of all these mods, apparently one nude body slipped through, and so I was like, oh fuck, I gotta cut this shit out. And I really liked the hair that that model had, because I believe it was unique, or at the very least, it's not available to other types. I believe it's here that I realized that the mods that I got, the traits that I got that I want to get rid of are not here. And so I have to go. Oh, so I picked up Fast Shot, because I'm probably going to be using guns, at least in some circumstances where you need to have guns. I know in Dead Money I believe you need guns in order to destroy the speakers. I don't think throwables work. And then there's a couple of mods that are just better if you have decent gun skill. There's one fight in one mod. It's like the big conclusion fight of an entire mod series, 5 story mods with hours upon hours of additional gameplay, entire fucking DLC's worth, and just, I won't say that it's, you know what, I'll say it's unfair. From what I can tell, their gun just bypasses your shit, and you die to 2 to 3 hits. And I had a fairly high level mailman. So yeah, I had to cheese that fight by putting a turret down and then hiding behind the turret and letting the turret soak up some damage, and then I had to jam myself full of drugs and then peek out and shoot. So yeah, it's just an issue of the fight would be more fair if the bullets didn't go through your armor, completely negated the armor and did a shit ton of damage. Because the gun itself didn't have those qualities when you get it after you kill him, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that kind of really fucky-wucky, bullshitty shit, fuck. I didn't like that. So I might, because if I believe you get unique dialogue if you use the gun that somebody else gave you to, like, fight the guy with. So if you have it equipped, it gives you unique dialogue. So either I gotta, you don't gotta, I don't think you gotta, you might have to kill him with it in order to get a specific perk. I've heard you can get a perk from it. Yeah, here's me checking it out, and I'm pretty sure I can get Wasteland Warrior. I don't know if I scroll back down or not, but I'm pretty sure I have the shit that I need. Because it's like 6 int, it's 6 agility or some shit, and then 25 in melee or unarmed, and 25 in survival. Either 25 in survival or something else in survival. But I'm pretty sure I meet all of the requirements, and it's just not letting me take it. But yeah, if it keeps not letting me take those specific ones, I'll just give myself those ones for free. Because it's just like, fuck it. I believe I have some mods that make the game a little bit harder, because I'm already playing on very hard mode. And I do... Oh shit. I'm pretty sure I get my ass handed to me by some geckos at some point. But there's a big ass handing to me that happens later, and I love it. Like, recording, like, as I was playing, you don't think, oh, I'm recording this. But, you know, after the fight was ending, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I recorded this. Just for, you know, posterity's sake, so I can be like, I can, like, send it to friends and be like, oh, dude, this fight is sick as shit. Like, this is, I haven't felt fear in a fight in, like, in New Vegas in, like, a long, like, I've played this enough where it's like, I roughly know how much ammo I need for each encounter, or, like, what gun I need for each encounter. But, like, I'm so low level that going up against these things were just, like, I was like, oh, shit. Oh, man, it felt so good. Also, I'm gonna have to go back to this fucking cavern for another side quest. But it's fine to an extent. The only issue I take with it is that you're supposed to find stuff in the cavern that, you know, spawns in because of the quest, but it blends in, you know, fuck, that was a bitch. Because I did in the other playthrough, I believe? I had a playthrough from way, way back, like 2019, and I believe I made all that stuff private so that just my friends can watch it. The other playthrough I started earlier this year, I'll let that one stay up. But yeah, it's just... Oh! I should mention, I don't know if I mentioned it, I have the attention span of a fucking dementia patient. But, one of the core mods that I have, specifically that helps with this, playstyle, is... I don't remember the name of it, but it lets you use throwables, and you can pick them back up. Yeah. Though there are issues where, like, I killed a raven in the first episode, or a crow, or whatever they are. I think they're crows. Or I don't know. But, yeah, it just fucking ate the thing. But sometimes, like, normally, you kill something, you can pick it back out of the corpse. Also, glitches make it so that you sometimes get more than you threw, and so I'm, like, actually ahead by, like, 3. And I'm fine with that. I'm not too concerned about the power level of my character in this playthrough, because I'm playing on very hard, and I'm trying out new things. Because I've never done the melee. I'm going to be trying explosives a fair amount. I've never really done the perks for explosive weapon. I've always felt like explosive is just not fucking worth it. It might be because of the issues surrounding, the fact that I never got the perks for them, but it just feels like explosives that the player use are just significantly weaker than explosives that enemies use. I mean, I've gotten explosives fairly high before, like 74 or so, and it still felt like shit. Like, not doing much. It's so satisfying getting a headshot with the spears. I believe in the first episode of this, I was tossing the spears at bloatflies, and one of them went fucking far. I was starting to go and trying to grab it, but then I noticed that it was gonna activate the, oh, you gotta proceed with this character? But also, just like over the hill was Cazadors and stuff, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. I don't know if it's vanilla or if it's from mods, but it seems like the animals are fairly smart regarding, like, this shit. Like, you know, you hit them and then they just run off because they know that you can just hit them again. I'm so used to just shooting everything to death, like, really quickly that it's just not, it's a non-issue. Yeah, I believe, yeah, in this episode, I get my melee up to 50, and then I unlock special VATS maneuvers. Speaking of VATS, I'll try to remember what I'm saying, but okay, so VATS, in the early parts of the first episode, I used an alternative VATS that just slows down time, but there's a glitch where, like, because combat ends with slowdown time as a cool, like, ooh, slow thingy. But, those two, like, fuck each other up. And so, like, the slow-mo would keep going, and I would have to reactivate it, end it, reactivate it, end it again until it fixes. And I was like, I don't want to fucking deal with that. So I'll just keep VATS. So yeah, I'm using VATS. Anyway, 50 melee gives you cool, like, melee stuff you can do in VATS. I believe also at 75 and maybe 100. It's different from different weapons. But yeah, cool maneuver with the weapon I eventually get is it fucking flips the enemies over and shit, like, fucking sends them flying. I don't know if that's only on crits with that weapon, or if it's always with that maneuver. Also, I have a ragdoll mod that makes ragdolls even cooler. I might have to fiddle with that later, because I remember I messed with it for my personal playthrough. I messed with some of the settings. Yeah, over there's Quarry Junction, full of Deathclaws. And here comes the big fight. I believe I was looking for plants that grow there. I don't know if they grow there in vanilla. I'm gonna be conflating it with another shack. Because I had a mod that added more drugs and stuff. But unfortunately that caused problems with the game. Like game-breaking kind of problems. I did keep the drug effects, I believe. So when I take stuff like Mentats, I will trip balls. But, yeah. Weed grew there before, I believe, or it was some other plant. But I just remembered something grows there, and I want it. But yeah, this is the start of a fairly long fight in which I felt genuine fear for the first time in a long time. That's just dope. That the ragdoll of it. Also, I don't know if that throwable explosive I just used is like a mine or if it's like a grenade. Either way, yeah, this shit is like way too much for lower level fucking characters. I mean, there's probably ways to get around it, but like, yeah, I'm trying to do this shit. I don't like creepy crawly stuff, so stuff like this is especially like no bad touch. Yeah, that's my first death. Getting my ass handed to me by fucking creepy crawly motherfuckers. Yeah, this shit was fun. It was like mind games where I was like fucking trying to figure out how best to take out these fuckers. And like with the coyotes, I don't know if it's vanilla, but these fuckers are also pretty smart. You'll see it in a bit. I harass them and they know to fuck off from ranged. The geckos, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's modded or not, but the geckos, pretty smart. I think it's later on in this episode, but the geckos were just smart little shitheads. They flanked, they drew back, they were... I believe I just used a poison on one of these. And because I've never done melee, I've never used poison, but that was pretty effective. I gotta look up if. I'm pretty sure it's the case, but I'm pretty sure, like, you know, like, can use poison on big robots, but it would be cool if I could, because that would be funny. One of the reasons why I'm just, like, not super pumped for sticking with, like, using throwables is that until I get, I believe, what are the Inversal Proton Power Axe or whatever, these are, like, the strongest throwables I have, and, like, they're just kind of boring. They're just spears. I've always liked the idea of using throwables in this game, but because you couldn't retrieve them in vanilla, I was just like, it's not worth it. Also, it's kind of hard to find throwable knives and hatchets and all that. The tomahawks, there's, I believe, you can buy 5 or 10 or whatever of them from the gun runners fairly often, but they're not very powerful. They might be half as powerful as these are. Which if you, they might fire, they might throw faster, but it's just an issue of like the power behind them. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna end up using guns again. And this is a fucking annoyance getting stuck up on that rock sometimes. And that's a poison on it, but I get gang banged right here and just, oh. Get my shit kicked in. Still got Easy Pete's Dynamite. Saw a great fucking video the other day, I don't know. It's, the title was something along the lines of Easy Pete was right, and it's somebody going through Tale of Two Wastelands, I believe, and, yeah, they see the repercussions of using explosives in a hazardous area. This spot right here felt cool, because, you know, never done melee. That was like a one-on-one melee fight, and that was pretty dope. Now, I learned a deadly lesson here. They can climb up. and I can explode. I've exploded before, but I've never exploded like that from a gosh darn rad score. This right here is a total, like, movie moment where it's just, like, the person's, like, put up against the wall and they're just like, oh shit, I gotta use... Forgive me, Sensei, I must go all out this one time. I like to think of my character as, like, a tribal, in a way. Or... I feel like she's not quite, like, normal NCR. Because it's like... She wants to dress up in, like, heavy metal and use a big fuck-off hammer to, like, beat things to death. So, like, I don't know if she... I'm still getting a feel for her, so I don't know if she's, like a tribal who happened upon some Grognak comics, or if she's, you know, regular civilian who fucking found some Grognak. Or maybe she lost an older sibling or a parent to the BOS NCR war, which I don't quite remember the time span. It's been a few months since I looked it up. But that feels like it could be right. And, like, in her grief, she was like, oh, I can be a better paladin than them. They call themselves paladin, they do this. Though she isn't pro-NCR government. Like, she grew up poor. She didn't... You know, she was a courier. Of course, if you take Lonesome Road into account, that kind of supersedes some personal headcanon for your character, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't like Lonesome Road, is because I like role-playing my character. I wish you know what, it would have been so good if you could have just been like, to make it kind of like with Morrowind, how you can be just like, I don't know if I'm the chosen one, or you can just deny it altogether and just be like, I might not be the chosen one, I'm still gonna kick your fucking ass. I wish that there was kind of like that option for this, in that you can be like, no, I'm not the person you think I am, I didn't do this. But no, the game is just like, you did a bad thing, and it was a while ago. But yeah, I've got a bunch of different characters I played, a bunch of different headcanons, and for her, I'm thinking she's probably just, she's only picked up being a courier relatively. Oh, also I'm going to be fixing this problem. So this is a problem Vanilla has. I don't know if any mods fix it, but I show how to fix it, so I'm going to go back to the headcanon for this character. So, I feel like she took up being a courier as a way to, like, get around and have some shit to do. She's probably been a courier for the last 5 or so years. Not super duper long, but still, I feel like she's young. My personal playthrough, my like, the highlight of my entire life playthrough, I played a character who has elements of my own, like, childhood, and like, since mine wasn't that great, hers wasn't that great, but hers was through the lens of post-apocalyptic life, though it's still largely the same of, oh, neglected by a drug-addicted prostitute birth giver and other shit that went on, and so that was a fun playthrough. And with this one, I'm hoping for, I don't think I'll quite ride that high ever again, because that was a 200 plus hour playthrough, and the first time I played through those mods. But yeah, this entire fight, this like 10-minute fight, with me having to just like escape and have to lick my wounds, is just like, I'm glad I recorded. Just for the fucking mosquito or something. Oh. How'd they get in? I gotta block the door better. I think it bit me in my hand. Thankfully I have other stealth boys. I might go the sneaky deaky go fuck yourself sequence breaking way to go up into New Vegas through the super mutant Black Hills. No, I feel like Black Hills is the thing from Black Mountain. That might be it. There's a passageway up there, and I know how to get up to New Vegas. Pretty much a straight shot. Don't have any encounters, no problems, no nothing. Now that I think about it, there's an NPC up there I gotta talk to after doing, I believe, New Vegas Bounties 1, because he pops up for New Vegas Bounties 2. He's a news person that does, like, smear campaign stuff against you, and I believe you can show up to him and, like, convince him to knock that shit off. I think either by paying him off or, like, appealing to his better nature, or just threatening him. I might just threaten him. Like, I'm spreading light, and I'm spreading happiness, but part of being an ancient, Oath of Ancients paladin is that...
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you? Too dangerous. Uh-huh.
is that you talk to Easy Pete, but also you spread the light, you protect the light. You gotta make sure your light stays good too, because if you get too depressed, you can't spread the light. So you gotta take time off. You gotta go threaten the newsman. This might be where I gave myself the way of the Wasteland Warrior shit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have 5 int, 5 perception, 25, yeah. Pretty sure I have all that. I'm almost certain I have all of that. Is it because of the 4 eyes the trait? It might be. I don't know. But I do end up giving myself that, because I was like, fuck it. I want it. Also, I should be able to get Steel Hand as well. I'm pretty sure I have like 7 strength and 7 agility. Oh, it's probably because I don't have unarmed for the Steel Hand. Because you need like 25 unarmed for that. Oh, that perk Hunter is also affected by the mod. It adds the 5% chance to animals to fuck them up. I believe that cut right there where I just kind of stood there was me. Yeah, I have 6 int and 7 agility. And I have the other fucking things. And there's Wasteland Warrior. Wasteland Warrior is the generic one out of all the different ways, but it's the only one that gives you bonuses to throwing weapons. That's the main thing. It gives you other bonuses to the other stuff too, like it slightly speeds up medium and heavy armors. And then with light armors, it gives you a bump to your DT. It is stronger than tough, or toughness, whatever it's called. I get playing D&D, so I get them mixed up. But yeah, gotta fucking threaten some news people sometimes. I don't know if I mentioned it, but one of the mods that are really, really nice is the one that makes it so it's kind of like Fallout 4, where you can just look at stuff and then pick out of it. And that one is part of the Just mod series. Probably Just Quick Menu or something like that. It's pretty nice.
What size do you want to be?
Gotta love the barks. I take a gander over there because that's a quest coming up to turn the schoolhouse into a player home, and that's actually really, really cool. However, to like the end point, you have to be at least to the what's the name of it? Helion?
Way too many strangers coming into town these days. No offense.
Helios. The Helios solar station. You gotta at least be there, I believe. Because you need some of the broken panels from there, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it would make you go all the way up to the boomers. So I'm pretty sure it's like a mid-game kind of thing, and boomers are more later game kind of shit you do.
Excuse me? Are you here for the bounty? You got that right, he is. He waltzed in and took my prized gun and knocked me out before I could save any of the children. And then he just starts raping them all. The dog's at the old Boulder City schoolhouse, sniffing all the children's clothes and looting their belongings. The reward is 350 caps, and you can keep my shotgun. No negotiation. This is for a good cause too. Speak with the girls if you need more motivation.
So, I think this is in moderately poor taste. Also, I didn't skip through any of that. I have to manually skip through these girls because this girl freezes. But yeah, with him, the dialogue wasn't synced up with the text stuff, kinda, I guess. And so it just kinda skips through. But yeah, this is, for context, this is just for a shotgun mod. I'm pretty sure just a shotgun and then the unique version of that shotgun. So I just kinda nope out of there. But yeah, that was not fun to have to deal with. I remember in the original series I did 2 years ago. Fuck, 2 years ago. Yeah, I voiced the I voiced one of the little girls, and I was like, oh, this just feels wrong. Everything's bad. Yeah, another fucking reason to use guns. And up here, this is another cool thing as part of Weapon Mods Expanded, I'm pretty sure, is that all of the new weapon mods for your weapons, you can just buy them from there. I think you can just get the, from, like, modded weapons, as in weapons that are mods from other mods. You can also buy their weapon mods from there. It's kind of weird to say weapon mods for your weapon mods. But yeah.
So what's going on? Did Sonny agree to help us? Well, I guess that means we're ready to go. Unless you think there's something else you can do. All right, I'm ready. I hope.
Time to look alive. The powder gangers are here to play. They're getting set up in cover, but it might not go well unless we get out there soon. At least 6. They look pretty mean. Oh, easy. I'll be set up.
I fucking forgot what I was saying. But also, I like how they talk about this like it's a big threatening threat. But then I just bring a grenade launcher to a shotgun fight. This first shot, I think it's too low.
Holy shit!
That guy went
No!
flying.
Damn!
Should have brought another one. Yeah, I just swap over to my fucking machete.
You like that?
I'm hit!
I am fairly brutal with these people, so I don't quite... She's probably just fucking bloodthirsty. is the thing. It's like, what, a paladin?
I owe you a huge favor for this. Here, these are technically Crimson Caravan funds, but I know they'll understand once I explain things. I'll stick around for a bit longer, but I'll be gone in a few days. If you ever visit New Vegas, look me up at the Crimson Caravan camp.
You'll see what I'm talking about, what a paladin might not actually do. Right here. So yeah, she might just bloodthirsty. So I don't think it's quite sending a message, because there's nobody really to watch this happen. Just fucking imagine the NPCs fucking watching this. Trudy's like, what the fuck? I don't even wipe the blood off. I believe in my personal playthrough, in some playthrough I've done, I actually was a good neighbor, and I put all the dead bodies in that cart out there, and then I would make a comment whenever I would go by. I'm like, oh, self and clean this up, see? That brings my DT up slightly, which is nice. Another reason to use guns is because I just fucking love a light shining in darkness. My favorite, it's gotta be my favorite gun in any game. It's a 1911. I don't quite like the sight, the gutter snipe sight, the gutter sight, whatever it's called, the thing. But it's just cool in general. There's maybe one AK in a game. It might be Far Cry 2, I can't quite remember. That just felt more satisfying. It just felt very thumpy. Oh, there are AKs in this game because I put them in. Oh. Oh, there's still another like 17 minutes to go. I honestly thought it would be harder to talk for nearly an hour straight. But apparently not. I do like talking. Talking the phone for fucking hours at a time. Doing voiceover work, not much different. Though it's more like I'm talking to the microphone, which we've nicknamed Dewey, because I've told friends about his nickname, and they also refer to it as Dewey, because it's got pantyhose on it that kind of looks like a do-rag. I bought Dewey 4 years ago, way before I got this computer that could handle gaming, because I wanted to do podcast stuff, and unfortunately, the computer I had couldn't even handle editing a podcast, and that was some shit. Oh man. I kinda want to use a baseball bat, but I do love the sledgehammer, because it's just, oh, it feels so good to use it, just fuck them up. It does weigh a lot, though. The DPS is lower than the machete, but once you get, it just, oh, it feels so good to use it. Once you get, like, crit with the sledgehammer, you're solid. I don't remember if I did 6 or 7 luck, but I do plan on building it primarily around a crit build, a crit melee build. Just crit in general, because I will need to snipe sometimes. Yeah, there's one, other than the instance with that one end boss dude. There's this one quest that's like, oh, we gotta assassinate some people with sniper rifles, and that's one of the things that made me reconsider the traits that give me more boosty shit for my melee, but it made me not be able to get crits with a sniper, or like guns in general, and also the other one made it so that I was super inaccurate. So I was like, well, fuck it. I don't want to be super inaccurate. Also, because it's warming up now, I no longer have to edit out, you know, don't want to jinx myself by the heat kicking in, but, you know, recording in the basement where the furnace is, it kicking
What
in.
size do you want to be?
That's like 4 times in a row. But anyway, it is inconvenient to have to edit out the furnace, because that fucks up my audio a little bit. Because the process to remove the sound of the furnace messes with the audio in general. So, without having to edit the audio so much, this should be pretty simple. I'll probably edit out the parts where I took a drink of water. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like that's not a huge problem. I tried being quiet about it. Here I fix up, what is it? The voice module? Bionic eye, okay. I don't quite remember what the bionic eye is good for. It might be the one that lets you get the vision shit. Casually just answering messages while the fucking... Well, this is going. This is my channel, I can do what I want. Because, like, who beyond my friends am I gonna fucking show this shit to?
Cut it out,
Hopefully
Willie.
I can get some more views. Yeah, if he hadn't turned around, I would have gotten a sneaky crit, and that
You
would
like
have been
that?
great. I love the fact that I fucking beat the gun out of his hands.
This is hopeless!
I was half tempted to, like, let him get his scheme going, but then I was just like, do I really want to deal with this asshole? And the answer was no. I really didn't want to deal with that asshole. So I just went with the mindset of, you've played this game, you know the deal. So do I. Rick Astley. But yeah, coming up soon is me taking the kick-ass new ability I have. I don't think I ever found the other spear I chucked. It's in the ground somewhere. Some of them are hard to find. Also, I think it shows off. I don't think I drew much attention to it, but they are physical objects in the world, so you can use them as stairs to like go up walls and stuff, and that's pretty dope. Yeah, sometimes they get stuck on them, or like I jostle them out of place. Yeah, it seems like if you hit something, they'll stun a little bit. Like, you know, you hit them on the noggin, they'll freak the fuck out. And that's good, like, feedback. Also, just feels good. I believe this is the first time I use it. Bam! Knocks him the fuck over. that was a power move. I don't know what triggers Mauler in the gameplay itself. So I know that all those moves are like heavy moves that you can use otherwise. So I don't know if it's like a sidestep one or a backstep one or a front step one. Because that I tried front step move, didn't work. Also, I don't really like the way the power moves work. Because it's just, the backup one is kind of fucky. They gotta know. With how much they back up and all that. These little fuckers. Man, his head's fucking gone. Runs past me, flanks me. Another maul. Sends him flying. They do a lot of fucking damage. They gotta do at least 20 damage. So I've got 13 DT. Though I don't quite know them. I don't quite understand the math. I know that, like, the 13 of the damage is being impacted so that it's negating a good chunk of it. I don't know if it's like 80% of it, but still, it's like, these little fuckers hit hard. Oh, and there was a dope as shit dodge move I did, I believe in the first episode, with the bloat flies. And this is a reference to, I believe, the Something Awful internet forum. I'm not a member of it, and this is like a way back thing. Pretty sure that's something related to that. Anyway, fucking bloat flies. Thing is, the thing they're shooting at you is their babies, and I don't fucking like that. So there was this real dope monkey shit move I did where I was like chucking spears at them and like dodged, and like the little maggot flew past me and didn't hit me. And we're about to come up across the guy that I have dubbed Diet Eminem.
Why ain't you... forget it. Is that thing supposed to be...
I believe I called him that in the old
yeah.
playthrough.
It's just
now
a
you can
bite
actually
trouble,
hear him.
No biggie. I don't know. The rear stabilizer's kind of loose. Well, that shouldn't cause any real problems. God knows. It could be anything. Oh, magic. Well, come on then. I guess we gotta find a gas station then, don't we?
Magic.
Yeah, we. You know, like, you and me. You dick. Hey, I knew I could count on you, pal. So, where we heading? Okay, lead the way.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mean to talk over him, but you can finally hear him! Yay! In the last playthrough, you couldn't hear him, and I was like, oh, hopefully I fixed the audio so you can fucking hear him. I even, and this was a bitch to do, put together one of his songs. Like, he does singing in the game, as like an incidental dialogue kind of thing, like the barks. And I was like, this is too interesting for it not to be in the episode. So I dug through his fucking dialogue, which wasn't organized super... Well, it was organized to an extent, but like some of them were like misplaced or like... It was just a bitch. But I put back his singing into one of the episodes. But now, you can hear him singing in his full glory when he does eventually sing. Hopefully.
Hey-ya!
I'd be wearing, like, clothes in the game if they were just more effective. Because they look cool, you know, like, that looks cool. Oh. My screen is going dark. Because I have not moved the mouse in a while. I'm trying not to touch the mouse, because I'm so used to pausing videos when I'm talking.
What's up?
And the way I'm doing this is I'm just watching it in the editor and talking through Audacity. I should check on Audacity to make sure it's still fucking going. Oh, good. You are. Good boy. There is one way perk that makes it so that you can go
Enjoy.
unarmored.
See ya.
So, like, clothing can be impacted by it. I think those clothings might, and despite the fact that they give you a little bit of DT, maybe, not quite sure. But it's kind of build where you go around fisting people in your pajamas. And I know some people want to go around fisting people in their... I mean, I want to go around fisting people in my pajamas. And in New Vegas, I can do that somewhat legally. Of course, you can do that legally in real life, too, but not to the same extent.
That was a hell of a fight. And
Yeah, like that Ace Saloon. I think that shit looks dope. Just wish it had armor. One of these days I need to get a better recording setup. I'm in the middle of a basement, so the audio isn't the best. Maybe one day I could record, like, upstairs, but I'd have to wait until my uncle leaves. He has my old room, and because he's kind of homeless right now. I should have picked up that bandit mask skull for Niner. I might. Full rise perk means I gotta wear glasses or else I get penalized for my poor eyesight. I believe the highest perception need is like an 8. And it's either from Old World Blues or it's from Dead Money. And I actually do plan on going through Dead Money. I actually need to check on if I have a mod that makes Dead Money slightly easier. So the one thing I just fucking hate in Dead Money are the speakers. The deadly cloud that saps your health, I can live with that. The spooky people? Oh, bring them on. But those speakers are just annoying.
thanks.
Especially near the end. You know what? As this video is going, I will just check the shit now. Because I don't think I have to watch this. Because mostly just, yeah, running up there and then the video fucking ends. See, I can check my mod load order right now. There's one thing. The reason why I went in there is because I should probably sleep, but it was like not quite time to go to bed. And also, I would have picked the secondary choice
So
coming
this
up
is
here
the-
with Niner.
Where do
But
I
I was
put
so
the...
frustrated that I couldn't see his face. I went with the
Are
first
you sure
one
this is the right
automatically.
place? Hmm.
Because, you know,
You know,
I
I
like
don't
being
think they're open.
sarcastic.
Well, I'm all out of ideas. Hey, do you want to go for a drink? I saw this place when I was riding down on the I-15. I wanted to check it out. Come on, it ain't far. Let's go.
And, well, see you next episode. Bye!